Let's get started!
Interesting. Clever, comrade. Check this out.
What are you doing, Deadline?
The MHA fanfiction.
Why are you reading MHA fanfiction?
This one is about me.
Okay then, let's begin. Welcome to the saltiest MHA rant channel on YouTube, where we do nothing but rant about MHA, week after week after week. Now as usual, this will just be a everything wrong with this chapter sort of thing. So if you're here expecting a thorough recap, then you're in the wrong place. So kindly head for the exit.
It's, right over there.
Now before we start on chapter 354, I gotta say the absurd amount of sunbut focus in the most recent chapters is making me think the creator is already regretting on making Handaman the main villain of the series. Now on to 354. So according to Wing over here, Deadline's weakness is his helmet, which makes sense because Deadline is a dumbass who didn't get a breathing aid quirk during the downtime after the war arc, despite being surrounded by the f***ing PLF. Wing then decides it's a good idea to attack Deadline on his only armored part, because he's also a dumbass. Next, Wing says it's not a good thing to rush Deadline with a whole bunch of heroes because he could steal their quirks. But let's conveniently forget that there's a whole lot of people underneath Deadline whose quirks he can easily steal. So Wing decided to only go in with Compensator, so Deadline wouldn't get overwhelmed with too many quirks to steal. Meanwhile, Deadline didn't even think about stealing their quirks, because he's also a dumbass. Next, Wing is weak to fire and only has limited feathers, so naturally he gets close to Compensator and starts wasting his limited ammo, because he's a dumbass. Meanwhile, Deadline has Surge, and he's aware Wing is weak to fire, so naturally he didn't even try to use his forcible quirk activation on Compensator to manually burn Wing, because he's also a dumbass.
Forcible quirk activation.
Next, Deadline's air cannon is a powerful jack-of-all-trades attack that can counter both Wing and Compensator. So naturally he didn't use it right away, because he's a dumbass. Meanwhile, Wing and Compen keep getting close to Deadline so they could get hit with his short-ranged quirks, because they are also dumbasses. Also Fungal's here, who needs a moist dark zone to spawn mushrooms, and she's here in a wide open dry area, with Compensator just right above. This entire matchup has insane Battle of the Brainless vibes, with both sides trying to outstupid each other. It's so nonsensical it's f***ing funny. Jokes aside, about defeating Deadline, wouldn't just be easier to shoot him with a tranquilizer? I mean it worked for Big Boy, and Deadline's completely unarmored except for his head.
Wahoo! Got him, Lorraine!
Now that we're at it, why not just equip heroes with tranquilizer guns and be done with the entire thing, and then they can just beat up the resistant villains afterwards. Now let's move on to Evange suddenly showing up to block air cannon with a literal sound barrier. Evange straight up blocked air with sound. High speed wind literally got blocked by vibrations through the air. What the f is this? So all this time Deadline's favorite attack is just this easy to block. Seriously? Deadline then sees Evange and Daffy Duck and compares them to side characters that get killed off just to show off the main villain. Based on his favorite comics no less. But Deadline is literally missing for 90% of the manga, with his only major scenes being 2 episodes way back in season 3. Wouldn't that make him a side character? And that's it. But before we end, let's take a moment to appreciate Deadline landing a clean hit on Compensator. I mean look how f***ing clean this hit is. Not unlike his stupid worthless pathetic dumbass loser garbage idiot piece of shit successor, who literally can't f***ing harm the heroes. Handaman is a massive f***ing embarrassment to all villains everywhere. He should just get f***ing removed and give all spotlight to Deadline. Because Deadline can actually deal damage to heroes. Overall, Deadline's comic book villain motivation is really f***ing cringe. He's really dead serious about basing everything he does on a comic book we never once saw.
This fanfic is good. Because it has me showing the world how pitiful All Might really is. Let's check woman fanfics.
Deadline. No need for that. 80% of Miss Mindlayer fics has her dying in the most horrible ways for some reason.
Clever comrade. How did you know?
I deliberately filtered for Miss Mindlayer fics. Why?
What?
To find something to bash about Miss Mindlayer. Apparently the MHA fanfic community has some kind of burning hatred towards her.
Huh.
And that's it. Let's send this video.